been taught. The American dream is accessible if you just work hard enough. Just pull yourself up by your bootstraps, baby. Just roll up a cuff in your pants leg, lady, and tread waters. Then headquarters is where you're bound to land. Entry-level waves can be raised to CE oceans, and while this notion says that hard work is an equal opportunity provider, the truth is, white America have been made the bosses, but people of color made work for hire. To acquire the American dream is an occupational hazard. A high rise of glass ceilings, U.S. demolitionists refuse to safely shatter a wall of plaster painted over by alabaster men in white-lined suits. So clutched to stolen landscaper, their only skill is to uproot the flowers from the cocoa trees. Discarding the skin of the cocoa beans, they, like true food critics, remain mute. Quietly dining off the fruit of the Columbus Exchange they chew, gnawing away, ignoring the pain of the sweet tooth, captivated by chocolate varieties that brought them. They, in frozen lecture halls, taught when America was made, it was made free for all. Skip the lesson of African enslavement and the Trail of Tears the English trailblazers caused. So, all in all, and in conclusion, I do not believe in the American dream. For the work they tell you is required to move higher, they acquire through scammer schemes. It seems being an essential worker is only nurtured in the midst of a pandemic. While the 1% dine off of the While the 1% occupy Wall Street, no matter how clandestine their returns arrive, they in turn survive living off bribes while the Guatemalan Rosa carries their baggage. While the Haitian nanny pushes the carriage for the next generation of American master, the reincarnation of American esoteric disaster. So, the latent dream of the American dream is no more classer. But the Freudian slip, my bad. The Freudian slip, give it low.
I learned that everyone's God was different. That he, she, or they can be made in your image. Now my God, well y'all know, she was a black woman. However, I began to question my faith in God when God started to beat the living shit out of me from the age of 10. I learned using your tongue was the difference between life or death when speaking back to a God you pray to, her voice. Being the thunder that ripples through the cells in your skin, left fist. Being the lightning that strikes your essence. Now I always had a different meaning for being under the weather. This God masqueraded as family. Someone I shed blood with was the same one who shed my blood with. The carpet, the couch, the curtain that hid their wicked smile that appeared out of the enjoyment of my body retaliating in pain most. Go to church once or twice a week. I was there any day that ends in Y, her home. Being the place in which he manifested my prayers into beatings with the curtain rod, ironic. I always saw death in the room in which those lived in. I always wondered, what do you do when you pray to a God that punishes you with the hand of the devil? The bruises spoke for me, my vocal cords couldn't. They wrapped around the pain I was forced to swallow and couldn't make room for sound other than the occasional scream. Now I wondered, is it considered child abuse if I had to become a man prematurely just to survive? Now my arm held up the weight of the world and now have scars of a sun and the crescent moon made by you, so I never forget what night and day looks like in the morning. You're the good Christian that would impersonate the angels in the dark. The space between your halo transforms to a black hole, inhaling my chances at a childhood. This is what happens when church molds to a prison. Bedroom door converts to a cross of my crucifixion. And if I had to describe hell on earth, it'd be easy. Because they'll look something like you. You damaged my body while almost damaging my faith in God and black women. You took my need for someone to listen. It rearranged those same letters into silence, forcing me to endure my torment in silence. Now I still can't put my hands together to pray to a God, because I would just see a reaper that looks a lot like you, Auntie. I know the way it's going with that.
See, it's crazy. Most people come to these things remembering poetry, but the thing that has me is anxiety. Like, anxiety had me write this on the spot. Like, I was sitting back there, maybe I was crying, maybe shedding tears, because everything about these people is amazing. Matter of fact, I'm looking up to y'all. Y'all beautiful. I love that. Y'all gave me this energy to write again. Let me take it back. What happened to the magic when we were kids? I was watching Key and Lock, where every aspect of day in life was revolving around keys that unlock doors to new things. Like, I could be a ghost boy, fly to Neverland, and be like Peter Pan, so I could be free of this pain that tied me to... See, there goes anxiety again. Has me caught up on my words, choking me. I don't know what I want to say next. I don't know what I want to scream to y'all, so y'all can feel the pain that's going through my brain. This is my heart. See how confused I am? Anxiety has me locked up in its cage. Has me wondering if I'm good enough to be in the same room with y'all. On the same mic, spitting the same nonsense, maybe. Nope, I shouldn't say nonsense, because it makes sense to y'all. I am still trapped.
Good, my guy. In there.
Trapped in this cage. But every word fights to come out. My breath, I can't even breathe to save my life. If anxiety saw me on the street, it would rob me of my pride. It would rob me of all the courage that I had, because honestly, I'm scared. I'm shaking at this very moment. I'm more conscious about the shakes and jiggles and giggles. Ha 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 ha. I laughed at myself, just so I can defend the fact that anxiety has me shook. I don't think I can continue, because the fact is, I'm relying on anxiety to keep me up.
I just might do it. Get her on with some pimp.
In the conversation with myself, I realized that the slam scene is so damn depressing. Pondering what poetry would be like without the struggle, and why is it when trauma repeats itself, I'm always in awe. Now, I don't know what's good enough for a slam, but I do know that I'm addicted to trauma and this gut punch. How deep I gotta dig for my demons to pipe down. And you would think with all this trauma I consume, I have a six-pack the way I shit out bad dreams, chasing nightmares. And isn't spitting for spores scam? And yeah, I like repeating this habit. And yeah, I like repeating this habit. And yeah, I like... It's my greatest spin. To look in the mirror and crack reflections, wondering what's the point of this talent if the price to pay is my sanity. Now I don't know what's worse between writing about this topic or running from suicides, falling to suicide, chasing for myself like I'm falling to suicide, perching the fancy to wait. I was supposed to spray the trigger clean, yet my thoughts have no warning. How many times would I tell you I don't think I'm good enough? Can't I just vent through poetry again? And not be late and not be scored for my sympathy? And I probably look crazy, venting out loud to strangers, because I can't express this to close ones. It's time to tap back in. I told myself competing will help lower my mental magnitude, because you wouldn't believe the thoughts that's going on inside of my head. I need to dig deeper, don't I? It hurts to be misunderstood. Labeled a hothead, often viewed as a joke, yet when I book my reply, the page flips so like my tears on the script, prompting you to creep score as I recite my insecurities, whereas most days I don't even understand what's going on. All I know is that I'm haunted by the fact that my skin makes others crawl. From making skin from others crawl. Worrying about if I'll be hit by a stray. So I stay away from society. I'd rather bite my words closed mouth as opposed to an open case, closed casket, conceding to my life's white flags. I often view my cracks like red flags. I walk in dead thoughts, playing Rick rhymes and spit rhymes to avoid shitty signs and synthesize, and to telling myself I wish to be deceased. I need to be darker again. Would my lost soul whisper missing thoughts covering the letters of a hangman, all to spell out the trauma that I can't count to number 10? My reflection said this. This is how I'm gonna get a 10. I'm playing red light, green light, but I stopped myself from going because I'm playing my imposter syndrome. Between life and death, jumping into dark spaces, the best at hiding seek, the best at hiding scars that always seek me. This is my last resort, because if I can't express this now, when will I ever have the chance? Anxiety number 456. Squid chopped and screwed, meant to soak up the floors for better days. I feel like the Mad Hatter, walking like Alice in a borderland full of death. Friends come and go, but what about when they take it from you? I'm supposed to live with that? I'd rather not be a burden. So I'll lie and say I'm okay. Don't worry, y'all. It's okay. Y'all can snap. Because I'm an incomplete poem. Labeled at a dangerous draft. Isn't that ironic? I'm Ross Shane trying to edit myself in poetry because I always seem to go missing. Maybe this time I won't eat in my own emotions. Now, I don't know what's good enough for a slam, y'all. And I just don't care. Because my poetry is my best listener. And that's enough to keep me sane. So thank you. But let's credit this depression. Because trauma is glorified. So I wonder if I kill myself, would that give me a 10 tonight?
This is my first time coming to the slam, so it's only 5 minutes. Let me put this shit on right here. So greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Annual Morgan. I'm a spoken word artist and a content creator. Full of my spoken word. I do entertaining, short, spoken word videos. I am no longer lost, but you can find me at Ants Mutes Morgan. Now before I start, I just want to talk to y'all real quick. Go through a couple of quick categories. Shout out to all the poets here. I love y'all. Keep on making, keep on creating. The mute in my name stand for letting my work speak, letting my actions speak louder than my words. You know it. I'm looking at this paper right now because God lives on paper. You know it. My passion is connecting artists, building with artists. And social justice. I'm so passionate about that, so I'm just putting that out there in the world because tonight is bigger than tonight. It's forever. We're playing the forever game. So I'm so in awe. Thank you so much. My core values is fun, freedom, and integrity. So that's me. That's what I'm about. My causes is criminal justice reform and mental health awareness. Thank you very much. I'm all for pro-choice and medical pro-choice. So if you love yourself and you love your body and you feel like you should be a dictator of your body, clap it up for yourselves. Clap it up for yourselves. You know it. You know it. So this is what this is about. I'm just gonna move this over a little bit. Anybody that needed this to the next round, it's just connected.
Disconnected. You don't have to do that. It disconnects.
It's alright. Don't worry about it. Come on, you're on my time. You're on my time.
Well, you. Oh shit.
They want me to take the COVID shot when it doesn't even work. I just want to work. You need the shot. I just want to breathe. You need the shot. I want to go out and party. You need the shot. Everything I do, I need the motherfucking shot. The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. They made us sing the songs, brainwashing all us infants. Why would the government do something like that? Why do I have to raise my hand to this flag? This is the flag that killed my granddaddy. This is the flag that killed my grandmommy. This is the flag that has started all us peoples. This is the flag that said that we're not equal. Why would the government do something like that? Since when did the government care for me? Years of medical drug price negotiations. And it never freaking happened. Profit over people. Now they want to give me a shot? Profit over people. A shot that doesn't work? Profit over people. A mandatory shot that doesn't work? Profit over people. I'm sorry I didn't love you the way you should have been loved. I'm sorry, but now that I'm awake, you're taken care of, and I will never, never ever, never ever let you down. We are here. We are amazing. And guess what? Our time is now. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, Andy Morgan.
Beauty is just an idea, the world is stretching thin. The world is like the ocean, we sink or we swim. But the colder the water, the harder it is. So fuck people acting like racism doesn't exist. as the ghettos condense and the story begins. Cops are shooting their parents and imprisoning kids. In the hood, a happy ending might never exist. Look, I'm not racist, but I do see color. I know privilege is real, I was born a step ahead of others. I still shared a single bed with my two brothers. My sister had her own, but we shared a single mother. My mom was caught with pot, well, the cops still loved her. Mama caught with pot, well, they'd probably cuff her. See, old white folk assume you're dangerous or dumber, but the measure will buckle. Cause they don't measure the struggle, and they don't mention the hustle. They don't know the joy of the meal without feeling the hunger. Yeah. Color don't determine how hard you work, okay. But it could determine how much you get paid, or if your music gets played. Selling out for the label to make the wrong change. Who takes the blame? In our own ways, we're all chasing money and fame. But when white kids sell drugs, the jail time ain't the same. So fuck people acting like racism doesn't exist. As the ghettos condense and the story begins, cops are shooting their parents and imprisoning kids. In the hood, a happy ending might never exist. We got two terms for intelligence: book smarts and street smarts. White kids with 4.0s walk around like morons. Naive to the problems and the blessings they got. Naive to the world, they don't see their own fault. A good black man walks in the store, they assume he's a stealer. Waits on a corner, they assume he's a dealer. Now, defending himself, he's labeled a killer. We all have scars, but the bullet wound's real. Man, cop shot the kid before he could shoot himself. Who'd have thought that'd be a choice we'd like to make for ourselves? With the current state of mental health, suicide has been presenting itself as a viable option to escape this hell. America's cutthroat, the streets are hot. People killed in the streets, watch for the cops. Increased police presence and the crime don't stop. So fire burns and we all just watch. America put a blanket over the flames, covered the heat with comfort. Society is the same. While the light from the fire fades away, the embers continue to burn under the comfort we laid. I feel the heat because I felt the hunger. I've used weed to cope with life's endless struggle. I keep rolling J's, let's smoke with each other. Cause when it comes to smoke and people that are dope, well, I don't see color.
Y'all can hear me? Yeah. This poem is called Brunch Date with Depression. I had to sit down with my depression cause it's been my most loyal friend. For about 10 years, on and off, back together again. It's been with me. It's met plenty of my friends and maybe they had their symptoms, but I was so infatuated with him that I didn't see any of them. So pardon me. I hope they can accept my apology. I fell in love with a murderer that could cry me to sleep, that could warm me up in a blanket and tell me my bed is where I needed to be. So I'm sorry if we made plans and I canceled on the link. And my friends called me like, yo, this fucking bitch just fell asleep. I remember those nights when he whispered to me, right here is the safest place you could be. You ain't showered or eaten, but can't nobody judge you but me. He told me this is where I could really be free. Swaddle me like a baby, coddle me like a seed. Grow me in your garden of Eden. You was the serpent to my Eve. Persuaded me like, Eve, girl, Eve. Before your body becomes a strange fruit ripe on my tree. Swinging in the wind with nowhere else to be. You see, can't nobody save you but me. Can't nobody love you. Don't you see? You pushed it all away. You'll never be much of anything. It's unsettling how much hope you have as a veteran. How you pushed all your options away unless it was the ones that I let in. I made you look at death like a good option. You see how much power I get in. You here complaining, I think you ought to serve me a treat. Cause from the looks of it, this scoreboard is 10 years to 3. I thought you brought me here to finally wave your white flag and admit your defeat. But yet you here complaining about how hard I was to beat, or how hard it was to sleep, or how you couldn't eat, or how you had to wait till it was dark out. Ooh, sorry y'all. But yet you here complaining about how hard I am to beat, or how hard it was to sleep, or that bullshit about how you couldn't eat. Fuck you, nigga. I kept you safe from these streets. I kept you numb. You would've known real pain without me. Nigga, your dopamine can't even function in your fuck ass brain without me. Nigga, your happiness just ain't the same without me. You might as well just shoot yourself in the face when I leave. When you realize how much you missed when I leave. But look at you, all dolled up, entice me. And the waiter asks if my partner here wants something to eat. No, ma'am, he's been feeding off of me. Now he's had all 10 years and a belly full of my tears and a piece of my soul that I'm here to retrieve. Feed him bottomless mimosas till he could barely breathe. And once he coughs it up, I'll be ready to leave. Cause I'm a big girl now and I'm ready to do him how he did me. This one hurt, sorry guys. First, give me an eggs Benedict with cheese. This motherfucker gave me an eating disorder, so fuck it. Now I'm ready to eat, so I'm gonna get what I'm here for, and I'ma fight for my peace. I got a question, depression. How you made me feel weak? When this whole time I was fighting demons so much bigger than me. My will to live succeeded your league, literally. Nigga, I'm an anomaly. I'm the silencer on the Beretta M9A3. You never saw me coming, but we were bound to meet. Like a kiss to the cheek is a bullet through your teeth. And maybe when it hits you, your existence will finally cease. I didn't think I'd be reading your eulogy when we meet. I thought I'd let you down easy, but I learned to do motherfuckers how they do me. So I think the best advice now is to finish your drink.